Basic number 1 is upset knife hand strike, knife hand low block.
Aya, 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 aya.
Basic number 2, knife hand wedging block into a reverse circle ridge hand.
Aya, 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 aya.
Basic number 3 is a double low pressing block in a cat stance into a back stance, obverse punch, sliding back into a back stance, low reinforced ridge hand.
Aya, 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 aya.
Basic number 4, reversed knife hand guarding block.
Aya, aya.
Basic number 4, reversed knife hand guarding block, leg check into a U-shaped block.
Aya, aya, aya.
Basic number 4, reversed knife hand guarding block, leg check into a U-shaped block.
Aya, 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 aya.
Basic number 5, double circle ridge hand in a sitting stance, twin elbow in an X stance, double forearm block, sitting stance, reinforced upset punch, X stance.
Aya, aya.
Hello everybody, how's it going? It's me, your friendly neighborhood instructor, Master Nick. So today I'm going to be going through quite a bunch of different things. But first, let's get started with a couple of knee raises. So as I'm talking, we're doing this. One thing that I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to cut down our warm-up a little bit. I think it's still going to be pretty long for today, but going forward, I am going to make it a bit shorter. Second, as you could probably tell if you're here live, you're the only one here. There's only one person watching, and I'm pretty sure that's my mother. Man, it takes me back to my high school talent show days. It's a lot of fun, isn't it? Or elementary school, sorry. High school would be even sadder. Knees up high, switching back and forth. But yeah, today we're gonna have a fun class planned. I have a fun class planned. We're gonna go through our basics, and then at the end of class, I'm gonna do something special. Something that I don't do too often. Mostly because at this point, I've been through our entire curriculum pretty extensively for our black belt training. I'm gonna start to branch out to a couple of things that we do need to work on, but we always kind of wait till too late to work on it. So I'll get to what that is at the end of class. It's gonna be a little bit of a surprise. But yeah, fun class plan today. Outside crescents, or you can stick your foot out in a circle. Either one's fine, as long as you're doing something in regards to warming up your hips a bit more. In regards to there not being a lot of people here, it's probably because of a schedule change that we're doing. A schedule change. So Mondays and Wednesdays are going to be live classes, meaning that I'm going to be teaching you guys, people at home, along with a couple of people here at the studio. Now, we've taken a lot of precautions to make sure that they're safe, but if you're interested in learning more about that, feel free to email tim@geeksters.com. Literally, we got all the bells and whistles when it comes to safety. But if you want to be a part of that class, you guys are welcome to join. I had a couple people come on Wednesday, and a couple people come on Monday. Different group, actually 10 people in total for our black belt. So thank you guys for being here, if you were one of the people that were here. But we're going to do that then, Mondays and Wednesdays, and that will be at, if I remember properly, 7:30. And then we have this Thursday class at 6:30, obviously, doing our online class where it's just me and you guys. We had some people say, hey, we want to do the live classes, and then a couple other people said, hey, I prefer if it's just Master Nick. I don't know who said that, but you think very highly of me. So, going forward, we are still going to be doing our Zoom classes on Friday. I sent out links and all of that yesterday. I'll be trying to send them out more now that our schedule is officially locked for this month of May. But if you are here, thank you for being here. Today, line drills and things. To get started though, I'm going to do a quick warm-up. Now this warm-up's all about punching. Now it's going to be very similar to what we did on the Wednesday class. I'm going to switch it up a bit more, and I'm going to add kicks if you'd like to. Also, in regards to us doing less of a warm-up, if you need more of a stretch out, stretch beforehand. I want to get to more curriculum things come the next couple weeks, so make sure that you are doing a good stretch out beforehand if you need it. Don't expect it from me during the classes. That being said, let's get warming up. I just want you to hop up and down. So how we're going to start this off is I'm just going to have you do 2 of anything. You can do 2 front kicks. Ooh, you can do 2 front kicks on the same leg. You can do 2 jab crosses, but 2 of any martial arts moves. If you do them, try to do it in a good stance. I'm not going to be too picky about it though. Now, after that, you will have an undisclosed amount of time to do any exercise you want afterwards. So if you want to exercise, you want to stretch, you can use that time. I will give it to you. It will get longer and longer, but I'm not going to tell you how long it is. Because at the end of the day, I don't want you to focus on time when you're doing those exercises or stretches. I just want you to be doing them and focusing on having good technique. Now that being said, let's get started. On my key up, 2 punches or kicks. Aya! 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 And exercise. Go for it. They're going to get longer and longer. Don't worry about the time. I'll tell you when to start. I have a clock here that's managing it. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Make sure you're breathing as you're doing your exercises and stretches. All right, hop back up. Keep going. On my key up. Aya! 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 3 of whatever you want. I don't care what it is, but 3. Ready? Aya! 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 And go for it. Got my time in my head. Don't worry, oh, I'm also on a clock. Whatever exercise you want, whatever stretch you want. If you are able and you're already stretched out, don't do a stretch. Do an exercise. Really make sure that you're working out here. We're doing not too many stretch-intensive things today either, so just a heads up on that. And speaking of that, you are now done. Hop on up, 3 of whatever you want. Aya! 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 All right, 4 on my Kia, 4 on my Kia. Aya! 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 I don't know there, and go exercises. Go for it. You guys got it. Keep going, guys. Deep breath in, deep breath out. I have my clock ready, don't you worry. Like I said, each time it's gonna get longer and longer and longer, but I'm not gonna tell you how much time it is. I did the same for each class. The last one will be the longest, but good news, you only got 1 more before the last one. All right, keep going. Breathe in, breathe out, focus on your stretch, focus on your exercise, and stand back up. Hop up and down, we're still on 4. Aya! 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 All right, now we're on to 5. Ready? Go! Aya! 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 Woo! And exercise. Go for it. This is your final one. Final one. Make sure you're breathing through everything. It's always important to breathe. I know I'm there right now. This is my 7th class today. Keep going, keep going. Don't worry, you still have time. Don't worry about it. You don't need to count it in your head to figure out what I'm doing, what increments I'm doing. If you did count, you probably figured out the increments, what I'm doing each time. First 2 probably confused you though. All right, you're almost there. Just keep pushing yourself. Go a little bit faster at this point. A little bit faster. And time. Standing up. Yes, sir. All right, so now let's get moving on to our basics. First, Addie's position. I want to mention something in regards to our basics and what we're doing with them, because we did switch them up. We used to have like 10 different basics, all of which were pretty easy, and then one almost demonstrably hard basic.
Is this the YouTube channel?
It is a YouTube channel.
I'm having people saying they don't know the link.
Really? Oh, well, let me make sure I'm live. I am live with 1 person watching, and I think that 1 person is my mom, like I said. Hello, mother. So, if you're here, how's it going? Hopefully I am live right now, and people can see me. If not, then, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing here. So, that's our goal. That's our goal, is to learn our new basics. I know that was off track and a little bit off of different sentence than what I was going for. But what I was saying before is usually we had 10 and 1 demonstrably hard one. This time we have 4 and 1 demonstrably hard one. I will tell you right now, we are not doing the extremely hard one today. We are going to take some time on a day just to work on that. When we get there. So we're not there yet, but we're going to get to that really, really hard one. Feel free to look on our student portal. If you want to see what it is, when you see it, you'll realize why we're not doing it today. It's off of a 4th degree form, and it has a lot of steps and small details to it. For today, we're going to do our 4 easy ones. But even saying the 4 easy, they really step it up, right? They're not as easy since we're not doing 10, kind of like medium difficulty. So with all that being said, take a step back, go to your chumbi position. The first one we're going to do is from our form, choreo. It's going to be an upset knife hand strike into a knife hand low block. So when I do this, I step 1, 2. Now in choreo, typically you switch it up, right? You do the one knife hand strike, one knife hand low. Before you go here, we're just going to go straight into it and repeat it back to back. So the first one you're going to do, chamber, step with your left foot, deep front stance, upset knife hand strike. Cover your back ear, down. Go again, chamber, 1, 2. Ready, go. Step, 1, 2. Now if you're at home and you don't have a lot of space, maybe you have only one pad. Step out, do one leg, come back to chumbi, and do the other. Use the space that you have, and if you have to reset every once in a while, that's fine. Let's do it again. This time we're going to go a bit faster. Ready? Go. Step. 1, 2. Nice. Okay, now step forward. 1, 2. I'm going to go split screen on this one. I really want to make sure that you guys are still doing your C steps. I know it's been a while that we haven't been in the studio, but you're still supposed to follow correct technique. Ready? Go. Step with your left. Step. Okay, let's do this one more time. Ready? Go. All right, back. Now I'm going to show, we're going to do it one more time. Even if you have space, I want you to try it in this new way. When we get back to the studio, we may have you guys doing line drills, but in a different way than you're expecting, and we're going to just utilize our space a bit better, so instead of going down the line, keeping in spots, switching our feet back and forth. Let's do this 3 times. Ready? Step out with your left. 1, 2. That's the same, right? But now, come back to chumbi. Step out with your right. 1, 2. Okay, so that's 1. Let's do 2 more. Ready? Go. Back. Go. That's 2. One more time. Now add your key up on your final strike. Go. Ayo! Da! Chumbi. Master Left, did they get it all fixed?
I sent them the link.
All right, sounds good. Okay, now let's move on to our next one. So that's one that we should know rather well, especially if you know choreo well. The next thing that we're going to be doing is from a form called Yuam. Yuam Yang. Now this form is known for its controlled techniques. So this is a long section that we actually broke up into 2 parts. The first part is going to seem simple. The second part is going to seem a bit more difficult. So the first thing that you're going to do, is step out with your left foot, go into a deep front stance. You're going to chamber your hands up and do a double wedging block out. You're blocking somebody coming in and striking here. Now you're going to take your front leg's hand, and you're going to circle it in here as the backhand comes out. Let's go back to chumbi and let's break that down a bit more. Step with your left, out here. Your front leg's hand is going to circle around. Just do that a couple of times. Back. I always like to imagine this hand is like a clock. It's spinning clockwise, right? 1, strike to the neck. 1 more time, go for it. Now our other hand is going to go reverse. It's going to go counterclockwise, or actually still clockwise, and tuck in and chamber here. Remember, we're doing Taekwondo, so we have double rotations. 1, this hand goes inverse, strike. Let's do it 2 more times, go. 1, 2. All right, so now let's do the full thing. We're gonna step out, block into our clock hand movement. Ready, go. Aya! That's 1, go. Aya! 2, go. Aya! 3, now stay here, step forward in your C step, step out. Now we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Wedging. Now which one's my front hand now? So this hand's gonna circle, strike. 1 more time. It's our backhand, that's my bad. So use your left hand here, 1, strike. again. Same motion though. Swing it around. One more time. So, let's go back to Chun-Bi. We're gonna put both of them together. Step with your left. 1, 2. Step with your right. 1, 2. If you don't have space, you're going back and forth. Let's do this 2 more times. Add your key up. Go. 1, circle. Aya. Step out. 1, aya. Okay, that's your second time. 1 more time. Ready? Go. 1, aya. Aya. All right, go on back. Now let's do it the way where it is space safe. We're gonna step with our left first. Here, go. Step with our right, go. Are you ready? Begin. 1, aya. Back. 2, aya. Okay, we're gonna do this 2 more times. Are you ready? Begin. Aya. Aya. 1 more time. Go. Aya. Aya. Back. Nice job. Okay. So now we're going to move on to our third one. So I said before that is broken up into 2 parts. That this form, that's line drill for the form, has a very long section. The long section looks like this. After I go here, I'm going to punch, move back, slide, and block. So now we're going to take that second half, right? So we just did this chop, and we need to take this apart. Now this is moved in a different order so we can progress down the line a bit easier. So stick with me here. We're going to do a very weird move. It's called an obverse punch. It's basically a cross and a back stance. It feels bad on our hips, and it goes against everything we've learned in kickboxing, but do your best with it. So I'm going to step into my back stance with my left foot. Punch. So let's try this again. Ready? Go. Feels weird, but you can do it. You can do it. You're black belts, right? We've done weirder things. Go for it. Now from here, all I'm going to do is shoot my hand down as I slide my foot back. So this slide is just going to be a short one, and then I'm going to shoot my hand down as if it's like sliding into my pocket here. So I'm here. So let's do that section together. This is a hard section, so we're going to break it down. Ready? Go. Okay, 2 more times. Ready? Go. 1 more time. Ready? Go. Now I'm going to take my right foot, my left foot, and I'm going to step forward into a double pressing block. Now if I do this sideways, you can see I'm here. My hands are in a line. If I do it the other way, I'm here. Now this is in a cat stance. A cat stance. So let's do that whole section and let's do it slow. Ready? Punch. Slide back. Step forward into your cat stance, double pressing. From here, we're going to reset. I'm going to punch, slide forward, obverse punch, slide back, step forward, double pressing. I know, confusing, but we're locking it down. Are you ready? Let's do that again. We're right here in our double pressing. Punch, slide forward, slide back, and step forward, pressing. Let's do it 1 more time. Ready? We're on our pressing. Punch, back, up. All right, so now we're going to combine these 2 things. We're going to go left, then we're going to go right. Here's the thing, though. If you can and you have the space, do it 1 more time. I'll give you time to do it 1 more time. Your goal is to work on that progression. At the end, we'll do what we always did and I'll show you how to do it in a space-efficient manner. So first, let's do it in a progressing line drill. Begin. Punch, back, step. Now punch, slide forward, slide back, step. If you have space, do it 1 more time. All right. I'm going to show this one in the split screen to make sure that you guys understand the feet movements. The first 2 are in the back, the final one's in a cat stance. Ready, step, slide back, step. Now step forward side. Okay, let's do this one more time. One more time. Ready? Go. Now, we're going to do this now, but we're going to do our final one. And when I say final, it's not the final, right? The final one is going to be the demonstrably difficult one that's going to take us ages to get down and master. That's good. We'll do it another time. We'll take a good 15 minutes in class to work on it. And yes, it needs 15 minutes. But for right now, we're going to do this. The final line drill. This one is from our third degree form dissertation. I believe it's sawmill. I could be wrong. There's a couple of different one of these that use the same movements. I'm going to do a reverse knife hand guard check into a U-shaped block. So if you haven't been to a lot of ITF Taekwondo schools before, that can seem quite confusing. A reverse knife hand guard is the thing that we'll address in that original statement. On our reverse knife hand guard, we're going to flip both our hands up and use our double rotation down. Now, reverse knife hand guards, my hand is pointed up, not down. So I'm coming here. Now, let's do this a couple of times. We'll do 3 times each foot. Ready, step. 1. Again. 2. Again. 3. Now let's go with our left foot. Go. 1. 2. 3. All right. Let's do this again. Okay, ready? Go. Now from here, I'm going to check into a U-shaped block. And actually, let me use this foot so I step with my left first. My check, all I'm going to do is bring my heel in, hit my knee. I check, and then I do my U-shaped block. A U-shaped block is most famous for the form that we do at our school. It's an ITF form, Chumuyang. So I'm here, I check, here. My hands are in a line, my hands are turned. Let's do that whole motion. Ready, go. 1, 2. Now all I'm going to do is almost sweep my foot into a front stance, go into my reverse knife hand guard, check, 2. That's 1. Let's do it 2 more times. Ready? Begin. Sweep. All right, 1 more time. Ready? Go. Sweep. Perfect. Okay, so this one's relatively simple. I don't need to go over too much. Let's do it one space-efficient way. Just once. Ready? Go. Bring it back. Again. And back. Perfect. We're going to do all of these line drills one more time. I'm going to perform them going down the line this way. I would like you guys to do it however you feel best in your individual houses. Ready? 준비? First one from Koryo Punse. Begin. Again. And back. All right, let's do the second one, the one from Yuan, part 1 of our confusingly complicated line drill. Ready? Go. Now, finally, we're going to do we're going to do the second part of confusing part of Yuan Yang. Ready? Begin. So, step out into your punch. Step forward. Perfect. All right. So now, final one from Samuel Young, our reverse knife hand guard into our U-shaped block. Ready? Begin. and fancy spin back to chumbi. You do have one more line drill. I know I've said it twice already, but 3 times the charm. Your last line drill is going to be very complicated. It has a lot of side steps. It has inside blocks. It's fun, but it's going to take a good little bit to go over. I'll actually go over it in the Monday live class with everybody. With that being said, I'm going to move on to the second part of today's class. Now, if you're interested in only curriculum, this is the part where you may tune out. And that's fine. One part of our black belt test is a creative form. Now, a creative form is something that's very important because it shows our creative side, the art side of martial arts. Not only that, it pushes yourself outside your limits. A lot of creative forms are developed and based off of sports karate forms where you have to do different martial arts. So just like how we do kickboxing, we do jiu-jitsu sometimes, this is another element of learning a new martial art, a new style, and then performing it. Now, unlike kickboxing and unlike jiu-jitsu, it's not up to you, or not up to us to create it, it's up to you to create it. With demo team members, this tends to be their favorite part of the black belt test. Now, I know Lindsay and Alex are going through it right now, and they are going to be quite excited to get started. For people who aren't demo team members and aren't used to creating forms, this is by far their most frustrating part of the curriculum. Because for their entire first degree training, they never saw anything like this. There's nothing that prepared them for it. So take this as your preparation. I'm going to show you some cool weapon moves that you can start to practice and accurately apply to your new creative form. Now, I'm going to use a bow staff, and you're welcome to use a bow staff as well. If you don't have a bow staff around, grab an eskrima, or even just grab a small wooden stick. All of this works with the things I'm going to show you today. I am going to skip the beginner lesson here. So if you've never touched a bow staff before, I don't know how you got a bow staff, but you're going to struggle. Come to some of the Black Belt Club classes, you'll learn quite a few things. But I assume that you guys know how to do figure eights already, how to do some basic strikes, how to combo moves a bit better. But I'm going to show you a couple new things today. A thumb roll into a toss. I'm also going to show you how to do a reverse figure eight, and I'm also going to show you how to do a triple spin. My suggestion is if you don't like creating forms, you don't like doing these sorts of things, watch this, create your own now, and then when you go through your black belt test, it's easy, you already have a form, you're 20 steps above everybody else. If you like doing it, then this will be a fun way to go through and practice something that you like doing. You may not need to do it for your next bow strike test, but you will need to do it eventually. So I'm taking this time as a preparation for all the moves that we're doing. By the way, everything I just did there are things that we're going to learn today. So first, I'm going to get started on that thumb roll. Now, a thumb roll often gets attributed for this style of toss. It's often missed upon for this style of toss. For the longest time, I would do bow staff tosses like this. And I would keep my hand flat. Problem with that is it's not really consistent and it doesn't add an extra spin to it. So one day when I was working with a master instructor from another school, he's like, oh, why are you doing it that way? It's so much harder and it's less consistent and it looks worse. So he showed me how to do a good thumb roll. It took me 10 minutes to get down, but once I did, I can never do it another way. Hopefully it will take you even less time to get down than I did. Take your bow staff, grab it, punch out in front of you. Now, this is with my right hand. However, you can use your right hand or your left hand. It doesn't really matter. We're going to do both today. Now you're going to flip your hand up and roll it to one side. So you're grabbing it with your pointer finger and your thumb. So I'm going here to here. If I'm doing the full rotation, I'm starting here. I'm going here. Do that a couple of times, get that down. Now, if you don't have a good thumb grip, it may pop out, and that's fine. Pick it back up and go again. Here. Practice that. 1, 2, 3. All right. So now that you've got that down, we're going to do our next step here. The next step is I'm going to roll here. I'm going to keep my hand up. Now, I know I'm going to show you something, and you're going to want to skip a step here. Do not skip this step. all I'm gonna do is take my other hand, cross it onto my forearm. I am never touching my bow. Do not touch your bow yet, we're not there. I'm here. Get used to that motion. See how my palm stays up the entire time? It never flips over? That's your goal. Now, from here, once you got that down, I know it seems simple, but it's gonna help you. All you're gonna do is the same thing, but you're gonna move your hand forward. Now, most likely, you probably did it a bit slower than I did, and it looked like this. And you couldn't get it around to your other hand. That's fine, just keep working at it, you'll eventually get there. Try to move your hand over faster. The most common mistake on this is when you turn and you catch. They flip your hand down. That's not our move here. The move is keeping your hand up and letting it roll into itself. So in slow motion, there. It looks a lot harder than it is, right? If you've practiced doing this, it's not that hard. All I'm doing is this, except I'm hitting my bow staff. If the bow staff wasn't there, it would look like this. Shh, 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 shh. That's all the motion is. One. Now, that's not our toss. I promise we'd get to a toss. Hopefully, we may not get to our triple spin today, and that's fine. This is your core element. Now, go to your other side, see if you can do it. If you don't have that one side down, keep working on that one side. The other mistake I see is people feel like they need more power, so they need to open their hand and push it into here. You can do that, but the problem is if you get too used to doing this, then you don't flip your hand back over. Just work on flipping your hand, and then you can speed it up in a different way. I'll show you how to speed it up eventually in a different way. When you see me do my thumb roll, I never push it faster because it doesn't need to go faster. All right, so we're here. We put it up, we chop, we catch. Now it's in this hand. Now, a way, if you want to keep practicing this, is flip, grab, and then start over. Roll, grab, flip, start over. Flip over, grab, start over. Now, if you don't want to do that, I'm going to show you the move you see me do the most, if you've ever seen me just kind of mess around with the bow staff before. I'm here, I flip, and I'll do this one more time. Then I'm going to bring it behind my back. Now notice how I did that. My goal is to keep it as close to my body as I can. So as I roll here, my goal is to flip it upside down and literally tuck it as close as I can to my body, and then switch hands, bring it back up, and then I can do it again. So I roll, I chop, I keep it as close to my body as possible. I hand off behind my back, I bring it up, there. My goal is to keep this close to my body and keep the motion spinning. Now that's with my right hand. My left hand, I'm able to add an extra twirl just by, instead of going here and tucking, letting this go a little bit farther, and then bringing this a bit farther up, so I can whip it more. So I let it go a little bit past, there. If you're used to this hip motion, of almost doing like a hula hoop dance, it should make it a bit easier. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let me show you how to do the toss out of that. Make sure you're in a room where you're not going to be hitting lamps all over the place. So once I'm going here and I flip, instead of me chopping, I'm just going to let it keep rolling. I'm just going to let it keep rolling over my thumb. And then I'm just going to have my hand here to catch it. So I let it roll over my thumb, catch. My hand's just down here waiting to catch. So I roll, catch. This is how you get it to go faster instead of pushing it, is you just don't stop it at all. You don't use your hand to slow it down. It's just going to keep spinning into it. Now, if you want the toss out of it, so that's not necessarily a toss, that's just a thumb roll, right? Your toss is a lift. So all you're going to do is put it on your thumb and lift up. Feel free to practice that a little bit. Put it on your thumb, lift. thumb, lift. And I put it on my side of my thumb. So if I give a thumbs up, I tuck my thumb in, I put it here on the side. Lift. Then when I go here, it rolls onto that same motion. The second it's here, I lift it up. So I roll there, lift. The second it hits my thumb, I lift my wrist up. I lift. The more I do this, the more I get used to it, the more used to it I do, the better it is. So if I add this to my motion, I bring it around, I let it roll, and I toss. Now, I get it to go so fast, not because I'm going here and tossing, although you can kind of get a good speed. It's because this motion behind my back. Because the second it's behind my back, I can whip it and start my spin early. It's almost like a Beyblade, if you know what Beyblades are. I whip my wrist forward, and then I'm able to get a really fast speed. Ooh. I've been doing a lot of thumb rolls into shoulder rolls, so I'm catching it farther down than I should down here. So I can continue it down there a bit easier. All right, so I'm going to show you one more thing. I didn't get to do a triple spin today, and that's fine. But this is just some things that you can start working on, building a creative form, so when you get to Candidacy, it's not a pain, and it's actually something you may like doing. So, why don't you grab your bow staff. One hand facing out, one hand facing in. You can switch them here, it doesn't matter. I will tell you, I feel weird if my left hand isn't facing away from my body, and my right hand isn't facing into my body, but that's up to you. So I'm here, I'm gonna grab. Now I'm gonna put it up and down. All I'm gonna do is row a boat. But my goal is not to roll the boat forward, I want it to row backwards. Not both sides, just one side. So I'm gonna roll and push the boat backwards. Or if you had like a golf ball right here and a huge paddle on top, you're hitting the golf ball forward. Get used to that motion. Hit the golf ball, roll the paddle boat, bam, hit. 1, 2, 3. That is copyrightable music. Master Luft! I'm gonna go turn off that TV. We're gonna take it down here soon. All right. We're on YouTube right now, so if there's music that you probably know of, then that means that they can take down our stream because we are pirating music. Not technically, if it's less than 10 seconds, but you know, it's a real gray area. So, we're here. Now try it on the other side. 1, 2, 3. Keep going. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now go both sides. 1, 2, 1, 2. So I go 1, hit the golf ball, go to the other side, hit the golf ball. This is our inverse figure 8. Once you get good at it, let go of your bottom hand and just spin it there. If you don't have it down yet, my suggestion is grab it with your bottom hand and still do this. Still hit your golf balls. The other thing that you can do to make this faster is instead of grabbing it with your full hand, letting go of your bottom 3 fingers, making an OK grip. Like you're going OK. Then you're able to switch it back and forth better and move it around. Use your these 3 fingers for control only. So when it's coming around, I can kind of catch it if I feel like I'm going to let go. There. So if you combine these 2 things, you can go toss into an inverse figure 8. There's a lot of fun things you can do with bow staff. And hopefully you got a couple fun things out of it, right? We did some curriculum today, but also we did some future curriculum. Things that will be curriculum, but probably not for you right now, unless you're a candidate. If you're a candidate, yeah, that's pretty much curriculum. Unless you want to do a different weapon, but up to you. Otherwise than that, thank you guys for being here today. I know it's weird with the new schedule, and I'm not sure how many people are even here right now, but in terms of what we're doing, when we're doing it, it's now locked for May. Monday and Wednesday are our live classes. Thursday is our just me and you class, right? Nobody around, just me, you, and maybe Master Luft will pop around to fix TVs. Friday is our Zoom classes, although for black belts, you you guys don't really have a Zoom class on Friday. Second degrees, you have a Zoom class right after this class. But on Fridays, we do have sparring classes at 4. If you are a Chodambo candidate, I'm not sure why you're in a black belt class, but you guys can come to the 245 class. I do have a candidate class then. Otherwise than that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Chariot, Kunye.